Brian Armstrong's net worth according to Forbes is $2.5 billion and is the founder of the United States' largest cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase. Coinbase has over 108 million users and its quarterly volume is around $159 billion. He even ran a number of business projects reselling computers and designing websites for small-scale businesses. After graduating, Armstrong lived in Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year. At the time, the country was experiencing a period of hyperinflation. There was a gap for a platform that enabled adopters to easily buy, sell, and even store their Bitcoin. Armstrong decided to fill that gap. In 2012, Armstrong applied to Y Combinator, one of Silicon Valley's top accelerator programs. Adoption was slow at first, but things picked up during the 2013 Bitcoin bull run. In February 2013, Bitcoin had about 40,000 users performing 30,000 transactions monthly. With the enormous success of Bitcoin, Coinbase saw growth, and today it is the United States' largest cryptocurrency exchange. Brian Armstrong's net worth according to Forbes is $2.5 billion and is the founder of the United States' largest cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase. The company is larger than you think. Its annual revenue is $7.84 billion, which is larger than well-established tech companies like Airbnb's revenue of $7.38 billion, Twitter's $5.1 billion revenue, and Snapchat's $4.12 billion revenue. Coinbase has over 108 million users and its quarterly volume is around $159 billion. The company manages over $101 billion worth of crypto and has over 4,700 employees, and all of them work from home as Coinbase does not have any physical office. Want to know how Brian Armstrong built the United States' largest cryptocurrency exchange? Watch the full video. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinarily successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. Brian Armstrong was born on January 25, 1983 in an area close to San Jose, California. Both his father and mother were engineers, so Brian was surrounded with technology from an early age. At grade school, Armstrong displayed a knack for entrepreneurship, reselling candy to other children at the playground. Going into high school, he took an interest in computer technology and started learning programming languages such as Java and CSS. He even ran a number of business projects reselling computers and designing websites for small-scale businesses. In 2001, Armstrong joined Rice University in Texas. There, he studied computer science and economics. In his junior year at university, Armstrong got a 4-month internship at IBM. In 2003, while in university, Armstrong started a business called UniversityTutor.com, which matched college students with tutors to help them with their studies. He graduated in 2005. A year later, he earned his master's degree in computer science from the same institution. After graduating, Armstrong lived in Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year. At the time, the country was experiencing a period of hyperinflation. This experience entrenched him in a deep appreciation for hard currency that could not be inflated away. Just a few years after that experience, he would learn about Bitcoin. After attaining his undergraduate degree in 2005, Armstrong worked as a consultant for enterprise risk management at Deloitte for 5 months. He then traveled to Buenos Aires after completing his master's. All the while, he continued working on his college tutoring business. In 2011, Armstrong joined Airbnb, which ran a global peer-to-peer room-sharing platform. He joined as a technical product manager. At the time, Airbnb was moving hundreds of millions of dollars in payments every year in over 190 countries. Armstrong witnessed how time-consuming and expensive cross-border payments were. He knew there had to be a better way of doing it. While browsing the internet, Armstrong came across the Bitcoin white paper written by pseudonymous founder Satoshi Nakamoto. The white paper described a decentralized peer-to-peer method of transferring value globally in the form of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was its native cryptocurrency. Armstrong was intrigued by the idea. He had already developed an appreciation for hard currency that could not be inflated away, and was cognizant of the difficulties of sending cross-border payments. Armstrong saw how Bitcoin could solve both problems, providing adopters with an avenue to store wealth in the form of digital currency, and even transfer it globally to other adopters, facilitating transactions. However, there was one problem. To earn Bitcoin, adopters had to mine it, using significant computing power to solve complex algorithmic transactions. Those who successfully solved the transactions received Bitcoin as a reward. This was intense work, so most people could not do it. Hence, they could only acquire Bitcoin by buying it from the miners. There was a gap for a platform that enabled adopters to easily buy, sell, and even store their Bitcoin. Armstrong decided to fill that gap. Armstrong started building the software prototype in 2011. He would work at Airbnb in the daytime and then work on his software at night and on the weekends. He initially called it BitBank. However, he later had to drop the name after finding out that the word bank came with significant legal and regulatory implications. In 2012, Armstrong applied to Y Combinator, one of Silicon Valley's top accelerator programs. He was accepted. After completing the accelerator program, he received a check of $150,000. This early funding gave him the confidence he needed to quit his job at Airbnb and start his cryptocurrency company. After quitting his job, Armstrong began looking for a co-founder. He wanted someone who could balance his strengths and weaknesses while sharing his vision for crypto as a path for spreading economic freedom. He attended Bitcoin meetups and looked around online before meeting Fred Ursem, a trader at Goldman Sachs, on Reddit. Ursem had the trading and banking experience that Armstrong believed would give the business credibility. The two partnered up and decided to call their new company Coinbase. In September 2012, Armstrong raised an additional $450,000 in seed funding for Coinbase from firms such as IDG Ventures and Founders Club. Together with his co-founder Ursem, Armstrong rented a two-bedroom apartment that they shared with another company and fine-tuned the Coinbase app. They released it officially in October 2012. Adoption was slow at first, but things picked up during the 2013 Bitcoin bull run. In February 2013, Bitcoin had about 40,000 users performing 30,000 transactions monthly. By April 2013, Coinbase had 116,000 members and $15 million in Bitcoin assets. Further, about 300 merchants had signed onto the platform, including Reddit and OkCupid. The company's user base was growing at 12% per month, while its assets were rising at a rate of 15% per month. In May 2013, Armstrong led the company to raise $5 million in a funding round led by Union Square Ventures. They used the money to hire engineers, product designers, and support staff. As the Bitcoin bull run progressed, more users came on board. By December 2013, the platform had 600,000 users and 16,000 merchants. Armstrong led the company to raise another $25 million in funding that month, led by prominent VC firm Andreessen Horowitz. In 2014, Coinbase reached 1 million users. Armstrong steered the company's registration in Delaware and its acquisition of Blocker, a blockchain exploration company. He also initiated a vault system to secure Bitcoin stored by the company and purchased insurance for Bitcoin on its platform. These new additions were timely. They followed the hack of Mt. Gox, which was at the time the largest Bitcoin exchange globally. More than $450 million in digital assets were lost in the hack, rattling the crypto community and increasing demand for exchanges with more secure systems like Coinbase. In 2015, Coinbase launched in Canada and Singapore. Armstrong led the company to raise $75 million in investment funding. The New York Stock Exchange and several banks participated in this round. In 2016, Coinbase added Ether to its offerings. In 2017, Coinbase received a bit license from the New York State Department of Financial Services to trade cryptocurrency. That year, it added Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash to its offerings. As another Bitcoin bull run played out that year, Coinbase saw a 10x increase in its volume and struggled to handle the new wave of customers. Amid plenty of customer complaints, Armstrong led Coinbase in raising $100 million in funding to strengthen its digital exchange. Armstrong was named in Fortune's 40 Under 40. In 2018, Coinbase launched several new tokens on its platforms, including DAI, Maker, Golem, and Ethereum Classic. In 2019, it added tokens such as Ripple, Stellar Lumens, Dogecoin, and Algorand. The company was also granted an e-money license in Ireland, paving the way for it to expand into Europe. Time magazine named Armstrong in its 100 Next list. In 2020, Coinbase closed its headquarters in California, becoming a remote-first company with no physical office. That year, the company reached 35 million users and $21 billion in assets. In December 2020, the company applied to go public, and in April 2021, Armstrong led its direct listing on the Nasdaq. The company's valuation rose to $85 billion on its first day of trading. Today, Coinbase is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States. It has 108 million verified users in over 100 countries and $101 billion in assets. Armstrong continues to serve as its CEO. According to Forbes, he has a 19% stake in Coinbase as of November 2022, giving him a net worth of $2.5 billion. Armstrong has invested his own money in several companies. Some of these are DYDX, which runs a decentralized exchange, Minty, which makes mobile-friendly SaaS solutions for child welfare agencies, and Orchid, which is a biotech company focused on detecting rare genetic disorders. Others are Game2, Stark Bank, Ampleforth, and Ayala. Armstrong signed the Giving Pledge in 2018, promising to donate most of his wealth to charity. In 2018, he launched GiveCrypto.org to help crypto users donate to causes they are passionate about. Brian Armstrong was born to a well-educated family. He was good at studies and was keen to learn. He worked at top companies where he learned the ins and outs of the tech companies. His life changed when in 2010 he saw Bitcoin papers. He immediately was fascinated by Bitcoin and tried his luck by starting one of the world's first cryptocurrency exchanges. He never thought in the coming decades Bitcoin will become so huge that it will be bigger than the GDP of many countries. With the enormous success of Bitcoin, Coinbase saw growth, and today it is the United States' largest cryptocurrency exchange. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.